And we have seen examples of this before. That gives us hope that these public entities will deliver on a scale and in a time frame that would be beyond individual industry actors. In the 70s of the last century, during the Cold War, there was Mafia. In the 90s, we had the German Uniper after the Russian atrocity on our eastern flank.
But these hardly compare to what you are suggesting with Obrist or Fenneker, though. Besides, Panavia barely delivered, and Uniper was an isolated wartime decision. These are hardly the precedents you make them out to be.
I agree insofar as that the situation is different. Both of these projects are wartime efforts, but the challenges we are facing today are similar in scale. Only a united effort, publicly coordinated, will allow us to build and operate the tectonic station in the time we have. We are talking about a different economical issue here. We are going to fail if we keep solving for medium or short-term rentability, and long-term policy decisions have always been a public matter. But we must remove the economic exploitation that sets in when the initial funding and development is finished. The trajectory has to change from developing a product to developing a public good. Something we should have done a long time ago, frankly.
So you are saying that the current market-driven economy is not capable of rising to the task, so to speak, of delivering services and infrastructure we need to deal with the problem.
See, you mentioned infrastructure. And that has for the most part always been a public responsibility. Even though we give out contracts to companies, we barely even uphold the idea of infrastructure as private service. It was the nation states that upheld the illusion of a market economy all along, and it is the Union now. And when it comes to the projects that Obrist, Laconia and Fenneker are meant to build, they are infrastructure similar to what we saw before when we created the train system in Europe or the harbors.
Except this time, it's not infrastructure for commerce. The infrastructure is not made available to further private endeavors. It stays with the state. It does not dissolve into the market.
I want to address this point, and also your previous point, and I want to make sure that I am perfectly clear on this. The sun is setting on these private economic endeavors you speak of. Many of them are impossible to execute already. Private participation in the market is a luxury that depends on a stable society and governments that can provide the basic services for their population. And this fundamental contract is threatened already, right now. We are not talking about a compromise between free markets and the well-being of the European populace. We are talking about the survival of our personal liberties. It's already too late to stabilize the climate in a way that we are used to. We are already talking about staving off the worst. There is no more securing the status quo. Hope to uphold personal, individual liberties.
You are arguing that the free market, the highest form of individual freedom we have known so far, has to end for our individual liberties to survive?
No. You misunderstand. I'm not arguing. I put this into law. The member states have already voted on this. We are talking about a reality. Not just in the transformation of our market economy. We are talking about the transformation of the liberties of a whole generation dedicating their lives to stop what our generation could not. The market economy is the least of our concern right now.